I have prepared a scene and a couple of prefabs to help me demonstrate this. Go to Window, Package Manager, and in Unity Registry, make sure that you have installed the 2D packages, especially the tilemap editor and tilemap extras. Then go to Window again, 2D, and open the tile palette. Normally, tile palette is used to work with the 2D sprites, textures, and so on. But we will use a simple trick to use this for 3D objects. In Unity 6 preview, you can simply drag and drop the prefab into the editor to create a new palette with that prefab. But this is not supported in the older Unity editors. So instead, we are going to create a new palette. I'm gonna make a new folder for that. And if I open that, Unity creates a prefab for the palette, and any object that are children of layer 1 will be visible in our tile palette. I'm going to drag and drop these prefabs, make sure they are children of my layer 1, and reload the tile palette. I'm going to move these game objects into individual cells. Next, we need to change the default brush to game object brush, and if you expand the cells, you can see what are all the elements that we have selected and if those positions contain any game objects. Now back in the scene view, select the prefab and start painting it on the scene. I can delete them by selecting the eraser tool and again left clicking at that position. But there is a problem with this. As you can see, currently we are painting on the scene root, that is the root of our scene object. So while we are deleting these objects, we might accidentally delete unintended objects. For example, other prefabs we already had, or the setup game object we are looking at here, or the platform. So to avoid this, let's create a new tilemap and make sure that we have selected that tilemap and then start painting. This time, those prefabs are children of this tilemap. You can have more than one tilemap, and based on which layer we have selected here, or in the scene hierarchy, we can paint the game objects into that layer. And deleting from one layer is not going to affect the other layers. These layers are just some game objects that either has a tilemap or a grid component attached to them. By default, it is going to create game objects with both tilemap and tilemap renderer. But since we are not working with 2D sprites, we can remove the tilemap renderer. To work in a top-down view, select grid and change the cell swizzle to X, Z, and Y. I'm going to delete these two tilemaps and create an empty game object. This is another way you can do this and call this round 0. And right now we won't be able to select that, but as soon as I add a tilemap or a grid component, I should be able to select that. Now I'm going to duplicate this a couple of times and move them in the y-axis. I'm going to switch to top-down view and start creating a level layout. Instead of painting one by one, we can also select this rect tool and click and drag to paint like this. As you can see, I won't be able to override if there is already a game object in that place. So we have to delete the existing block and then paint over it. And at any time, if I decided that I need to change its Y position, I can simply adjust that here and all the children will update their position. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time.